Welcome to the ultimate tour of Iberostar Selection Bavaro and Coral Bavaro. These 5-star all-inclusive resorts are located right on the beautiful Bavaro beach. Selection Bavaro offers 12 dining options, 6 of which are specialty restaurants. There's a 24-hour coffee shop, a 3-story massive fitness center, and much more. Now within Selection Bavaro, you'll find Coral Bavaro, which is an exclusive area only available to those who book Coral level. It includes private pools, beach areas, bars, and restaurants. Now because we booked Coral Bavaro, we're gonna be able to show you all of those areas, so be sure to stick around to the end because you're not gonna wanna miss them. Now regardless if you book Selection Bavaro or Coral Bavaro, you're gonna get dropped off at the main lobby, so we're gonna start this tour there. Now, if you book Selection Bavaro, then you will check in here at the lobby at the reception. If you book Coral Bavaro, then you'll wait here for a shuttle to their private check-in area, which we'll show you a little bit later. Now, within the lobby, you'll find various desks for excursions and concierge services. We found this lobby to be quite elaborate. It has a bunch of really comfortable seating, but there was no breeze here during our stay, so we didn't spend a lot of time here.
But thankfully, the lobby area did cool down a bit in the evenings, and like the rest of this resort, we found it to be beautifully lit and especially stunning at night.
On one side of the lobby, you'll find the office for Star Prestige guests, as well as bathrooms, showers, luggage storage, and guest services. On the other side of the lobby is the 24-hour coffee shop, stores, and 2 specialty restaurants, so we're heading there next. On the way to the coffee shop is a quiet sitting area. That's a great place to sit and watch the fish, turtles, and the birds. Now to my right is a jewelry vendor, and beyond that is the coffee shop. We love that it is open 24 hours a day. It offers a variety of coffee drinks, as well as pastries, desserts, pizzas, and sandwiches. Now we have been there a few times on our stay, and we're gonna show you around inside now.
While it's not uncommon for Punta Cana all-inclusives to offer a few snack options at their coffee shops, the Star Cafe offered by far the most snack choices of any resort coffee shop we visited. And the fact that you could get food and coffee any time of the day or night made Star Cafe one of our favorite spots on this resort.
Just around the corner is the market, which sells a variety of clothes, beach gear, souvenirs, and more. Next to the market is a kids club area. As you can see, there's nobody in it right now. We're here in September, and there's just not a lot of kids at the resort. Now around the corner, you'll find a photo shop, an ATM, and a desk for rental cars. Beyond the rental car desk are 2 of the a la carte restaurants. The first one is the Mediterranean one. We ate here during our stay, and we'll show you that experience right now.
While we will give you a sneak peek of our dinner at the Mediterranean restaurant and a few of the other restaurants at this resort, we'll go much more in depth on our dining experiences in the second episode of this series. So make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have the notifications turned on if you don't want to miss it. As we show you a little more of the Greek restaurant, we do want to mention that it had an entire dessert bar, and while not all of these desserts were great, one of them was the best dessert we had on the resort.
Beyond the Mediterranean restaurant is the Japanese restaurant. Now this is the only restaurant that does require a reservation, and that is if you're wanting to do the hibachi. Now we are told by staff that if you just want the sushi bar, you can go in without reservations. We are going to try that tomorrow, so if it works, we'll show you some footage from that right now.
We were happy to say that we were able to enjoy some sushi at the sushi bar without having a reservation, and we'll tell you about the experience in our other Iberostar episode.
Beyond the lobby on this side of the property is a bar and the theater, and we're heading there next. We love the decor at this bar. Skylar also got a really good rum old fashioned, and I enjoyed that they had infused water. Next to this bar is the theater. There were a variety of kids activities and shows there during our stay.
Now we gotta be honest, we didn't spend much time at this theater at all, but it's not because the shows were bad. We would just much rather hang out at other spots on the resort.
Across from the theater is the main buffet. Now, even though we had our own restaurant for breakfast and lunch at Coral Bavaro, we did eat here a couple times to show you what it has to offer.
Guests will find all the seating at the main buffet to be open air, but with plenty of shade and lots of ceiling fans, we always found the dining here to be pretty comfortable. We loved that this area was surrounded by water on most sides, and we were always entertained by the birds while enjoying our meals here. Inside these sliding doors is where you'll find the buffet, which we thought offered a really impressive selection of food both at breakfast and lunch. While we won't go into more details on the buffet in this episode, we do have a lot more of the buffet experience to share, and by now we're sure you know where to find it.
Just beyond the theater and the main buffet is the Orchid Garden. Now this is a unique feature that we've not seen at any other resort, so let's go walk through.
Now while this orchid garden was quite beautiful during the day, we actually preferred to walk through it at night when it was magnificently lit and quite a bit cooler. And while the grounds on all of this resort were extremely well maintained and quite beautiful, we both agreed that Iberostar Selection was easily the best lit and most stunning Dominican resort that we've experienced after dark.
Next, we're heading to the other side of the property to check out more restaurants, the gym, spa, and shopping. Just past the main buffet are two more specialty restaurants. The steakhouse is right behind me and the French restaurant is across from that. Now, neither of them require reservations. They are first come, first serve. We didn't have an opportunity to eat at the French restaurant on our stay, but we did eat at the steakhouse, and we'll show you that experience right now.
We started off this dinner with salads, but when you're dining at the steakhouse, you of course have to get steaks. And although we may not have gotten to dine at the French restaurant next door, we did at least get to sneak inside to check out this impressive ceiling mural.
Now, before we continue on with this tour, we do want to mention that on this trip, we stayed at 3 different all-inclusive Dominican resorts. This is the third and final of the trip. Prior to this, we stayed at a budget option as well as a mid-tier option. We have eaten at a lot of specialty restaurants, so if you're interested in our experiences at the other resorts as well, then after this, we'd recommend watching our Dominican resort playlist. We'll leave a link to that in the video description. Now, on our way to the gym, we were picked up by a shuttle, which is very common when you're walking around the property here. Behind me is the gym. It's 3 stories, and it has to be the best gym we've seen on a resort by far. Now, they do offer free classes throughout the day, and if we were staying here longer, we would definitely take advantage of that. Now, it is the middle of the day, and it's probably busy in there, but we were able to pop in last night right before they closed to get some footage, so we'll show you what's inside.
With its own yoga room, a cycling room, a boxing area, a variety of cardio equipment, weight machines, and free weights, the gym here at Iberostar Selection was not only the best gym we've ever seen at a resort, but one of the better gyms we've seen in general. So if staying in shape is a priority on your next beach vacation, this gym will surely be a go-to spot on the resort.
Next to the gym is the salon and spa, where you can book a variety of services, purchase product, or spend time in the hydrotherapy area. If you book Coral Level, you get 2 complimentary hours in the hydrotherapy area.
While we don't always find the time to visit spas on our resort trips, we decided that we couldn't pass up 2 free hours of hydrotherapy.
Oh, that's amazing.
After a quick rinse off in the showers, it was time to test out these tubs, which contained waters of varying temperatures.
You better get out of there. Frio. Is it?
Since I didn't think a water temperature in the 50s sounded all that bad, I decided to take a dip myself, and can confirm it was really cold. Thankfully, each of the other tubs would get gradually warmer, with temperatures in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. In addition to the indoor tubs, the hydrotherapy area also had a steam room, a dry sauna, a shower which I wasn't really sure how to work, and this bucket of cold water. After testing out everything that was available inside, it was time to head outside to the pool, which had a variety of different jets and showers that we got to enjoy all to ourselves.
Next to the spa is Plaza Bavaro, where you'll find more shopping, a cigar lounge, a bar, a cafe, a disco, and even an escape room.
We should also mention that Plaza Bavaro is where you can find the Eagle Camp for kids ages 13 to 17, as well as the medical clinic and pharmacy. Perhaps the 2 most popular venues you'll find at Plaza Bavaro are the Star Rock Cafe and the nightclub. While we never made it to Plaza Bavaro when the Star Rock Cafe was open, we did pop in to check out the menu at this retro American themed restaurant and bar. Although the club at Iberostar Selection doesn't open until 11, we did stay up late one night to grab a drink and scope out the scene. And while the dance floor wasn't too active during our visit, we really did enjoy this club's unique decor, which featured a bar made out of an airfoil and several swings to hang out on.
Beyond the plaza is the Dominican Cana resort. Now we would have access to go to some of their restaurants, but because there are so many options on Selection Bavaro and Coral Bavaro, we're not even gonna have a chance to get to all of them. Now we are gonna make our way onto the beach, and along the way, we're gonna show you the pool and more bars and restaurants before making our way to the exclusive areas of Coral Bavaro. Now this resort has these stations located throughout the property, which brings up a really important topic, which is the water. It's very commonly known that it is not recommended to drink the tap water in the Dominican Republic, and many even say it's not safe to brush your teeth with it. The 3 resorts we have stayed at on this trip have handled drinking water very differently. The first one, we could only get bottles of water in our room, and if we wanted to get drinking water throughout the property, there were self-serve stations on the bars. The second resort stocked our room with bottles of water, and we could get bottles throughout the property from the different bars. Now this resort does it completely different, as they don't use any single-use plastics, so those stations are for water and ice. So you use these water bottles that are provided to you in your room to refill them at the stations. Now we do love having filtered water so readily available on this property, but honestly, these containers are quite heavy. They're kind of awkward to carry around, and if you were to drop it, then you'd have glass everywhere. Before this trip, we didn't know what the drinking water situation was gonna be like at each of these properties, so because of that, we brought our Epic water filters bottle. Now here, even though there is filtered water, we have been using it because it's a lot lighter to carry around, and it's better just to be safe because these filters remove over 200 contaminants. If you're planning a trip to the Dominican Republic or anywhere else where the drinking water quality could be questionable, we would recommend picking up one of these Epic water filter bottles. We love all the different design options that they're made in the US, and that you can save 15% by using our discount code EXPLORCATION at epicwaterfilters.com. Now, in the corner of the property, you'll find a relaxing pool. It's a nice retreat whenever they are blasting music at the main pool. Now, it doesn't have a swim-up bar like the main pool, but it does have a pool bar, and it's close to the beach.
In addition to offering a variety of specialty tropical cocktails, this pool bar also offered a couple of delicious mocktails, some great service, and one of my favorite snacks, yuca chips. And even though this pool may not be anywhere close to the size of the main pool, we found it to be the perfect spot to relax and cool down from a long day of filming in the heat.
Time to hit the beach bar.
Now those of you who are regulars on this channel already know that any tiki bar is Skylar's happy place. But considering this tiki bar is right on the beach and has complimentary yuca chips, I may have enjoyed it even more than Skylar. We should also mention that in addition to yuca chips, you can find other snacks such as french fries and even sandwiches at this bar, in addition to your typical beers and cocktails, and even pina coladas made with real fresh pineapple. But while we were sure fans of the drinks and snacks here, our favorite part of this beach bar had to be the beach itself, with its turquoise waters, soft white sand, and a bunch of coconut palms and palapas providing plenty of shade.
Now, Skylar didn't tell me this until after we arrived, but this beach bar is actually one of the main reasons he booked us at this resort. Now, that's not surprising because he loves tiki bars, especially when they're on the beach. Now, I wish we could stay here all day, but we have more of this property to show you, so we're gonna continue on down the beach. Just beyond the beach bar is the kids' water park.
While this was far from the largest water park we've found at a Punta Cana all-inclusive, Skylar was a fan as it had a giant water bucket and even a walrus. Now just a few short steps from the water park is where you'll find a spot to get massages right on the beach, as well as what's likely the most popular spot for photos on the entire resort. During our stay, this was also the location of an evening beach party, which we did attend for a few minutes, but unfortunately was cut short due to rain.
Next is the main pool area where we have a bunch of things to show you. Steps away from the pool is a bar, and right next to that is an ice cream shop.
While we still have a few more things to show you that are situated around the main pool, first we're going to show you the pool itself.
So the water is 6'4" here, which is kind of crazy. And Jamie can still tread water even while holding a coconut. Pretty impressive. What? Yeah. You're crazy.
Now, probably due to the fact that it was so deep, this section of the pool closest to the beach was usually not too busy, but the more shallow area further from the beach was often quite a bit more active and was where the pool parties and activities took place.
Continuing around the pool, you'll find a place to purchase beach and pool items, the towel exchange, as well as a giant chessboard and ping pong tables. Now, eventually there'll be a bridge over the pool, and that's where you'll find the swim-up bar.
Now, as we show you a little bit of the swim-up bar, we want to hear from you. Have you visited any Punta Cana all-inclusive resorts? If so, let us know which resort you stayed at and what your experience was like in the comments.
Now, this swim-up bar does have an area you can access from the pool deck, and it's right next to the Mexican restaurant. Now, this restaurant is located right on the beach. It's open air and it doesn't require reservations.
While we didn't have a chance to eat here during our visit, we really wish we would have, as we absolutely love the atmosphere of this restaurant, especially after dark.
Next to the Mexican restaurant is the Italian restaurant, another specialty restaurant that does not require reservations.
Like the Mexican restaurant, the Italian restaurant is also located just steps from the beach and offers an upscale ambiance, but unlike its neighbor, this restaurant is completely indoors and air-conditioned.
Now, this is another restaurant we didn't get a chance to eat at, but we did take a peek inside and the ambiance did look really nice. Now, in front of this restaurant is the beach buffet.
While the variety at the beach buffet was limited compared to the normal buffet, we did find items such as grilled burgers and hot dogs, fried chicken, fruits, sweets, and wraps and sandwiches.
On the other side of the beach buffet is where you'll find a volleyball court, this fish, and the coral lab.
Now, before we show you more of the coral lab, we do want to mention that the beach in this area also had a bunch of palapas and was absolutely stunning both day and night. And although there definitely was quite a bit of sargassum washing up during our stay, they were doing their best to keep it cleaned up.
Now, there are a lot of unique things here on this property, but possibly the most unique is this coral lab. We love that this resort is environmentally conscious. They have removed single-use plastics, they promote responsible seafood consumption, and support the coastal health here in Punta Cana. Now that we've shown you everything on the Selection Bavaro property, it's time to head over to the exclusive areas for Coral Bavaro, and we're going to start at the lobby where you check in. Now, if you book Coral Bavaro, once you get on your shuttle in the main lobby, they are going to drop you off here at the exclusive lobby. This is where you're going to get checked in the air conditioning, you'll get a welcome drink. You can also enjoy a cocktail in the lobby bar that has a bunch of high-end liquors, a variety of beers, coffee, and even snacks.
While my favorite things about the Coral Lobby Bar were the coffees and sweet treats, Skylar's was definitely the cocktails, and the fact that he never had to wait in line to get one here.
Just past the lounge are one of two pools that are exclusive to Coral guests. We love that this one was chilled during the day and even had a pop-up bar.
Similar to the Coral Lounge, this Coral pool was never too busy during our stay, making it one of the best spots on the resort to relax poolside, go for a swim, or even get a workout in.
Now, before we take you out to our exclusive beach area, we are going to give you a tour of our villa, which we filmed right after we checked into the resort.
At check-in, we learned that our room would be located just steps from the Coral pools, beach, and restaurants in Villa 39.
So we just got the good news that our room is ready, and I was happy to find out that our wristbands also act as our room keys. Welcome to room 2393, a junior suite in the Coral level. This has to be one of the most uniquely laid out rooms that we've stayed at a resort, and honestly, it's probably our favorite. We'll show you why in this tour, and we're gonna start out with the closets. Now, I love that the closet light turns on when you open this door. This is where you're gonna find an ironing board, umbrellas, hangers, robes, and place to store your luggage. On the other side is where you'll find a safe that can fit a laptop, slippers, 3 good-sized drawers, and a place to put shoes. Across from the closet is a full-length mirror, and next to that is the bathroom. Now, my favorite part of this bathroom has to be this walk-in shower. Not only is it really spacious, but I love that the towel hooks and temperature controls are outside of the water stream. They provide you with a stool as well as shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. It has a handheld shower, a rain shower head, and a shelf for personal items. Outside of the shower is a single vanity with an extra large sink. Under that is a hairdryer and a scale. And at the very end of the vanity is where you'll find hand soap, body lotion, and a makeup mirror. Now let's get to the bedroom area. We are on the 2nd floor of our villa, which means we have a vaulted ceiling, and it makes this room feel absolutely huge. Now, you may have noticed this in the bathroom already, but the staff have prepared our room with all of these cute red flowers, and that has continued on into the bed. Now, the bed is king size and has nightstands on either side, as well as an American outlet, a USB outlet, lamps, and a reading light. Now, on the right side is where you'll find the thermostat. Now, before we leave this area, there are 2 things I want to mention. First, this room does have a ceiling fan, and there is a way to communicate with your room attendant. Next to the door, you'll find 2 buttons. If you hit the one with the lock, it will turn red, and that means you do not want your room serviced. If you hit the one with the person, it will turn green, and that means you do want your room serviced. Now, another reason this room layout is so unique is because the living area is down a couple of stairs. Now, next to me, you'll find a coffee and tea bar with an espresso machine. Next to the Nespresso machine are 2 glass Vero water bottles, and there are refill stations throughout the property. Next to the water bottles is a snack station. We've got yuca chips, plantain chips, peanuts, dark chocolate, white chocolate, and red wine. And I do need to mention that all of this is complimentary. Above the snacks is the TV, and below it is the mini fridge. Now, we found Presidente, Coors Light, Coca-Cola, Sprite, water, and more wine. And next to the mini fridge is a cabinet with more storage and 3 more drawers. At the very end of the desk is a small workspace, and Skylar has already set up his computer. Across from the workspace is a pull-out couch, a chair, and a coffee table. Now, we've got one more thing to show you, and that's the balcony. Now, this balcony is a decent size, and we do have 2 chairs out here. We did have the option to upgrade to a beachfront villa, but we decided not to do that. We got lucky anyways and ended up pretty close to the beach, and we can actually see a little slice of the Caribbean. Now, we've got even more of this resort to show you, so let's get on with the tour. Next, we're taking you to our coral level restaurants and bar. They're only a short walk away, and they're right on the beach. Now, the building behind me is the exclusive dining area. The main level is where we had breakfast and lunch. Right next to that is the beach bar, and the 2nd level is the Salt and Soul Seafood Restaurant. We also ate there for dinner, and we'll show you all those experiences right now.
And while we'll save most of our coral buffet footage for our dining episode, we will give you a sneak peek of a few of our favorites, which included the fresh fruit, the made-to-order seafood and ribeye, the build your own poke bowl station, the fantastic service, and of course, these beachfront views. Now, just outside the Coral Buffet and right next door to the Coral Beachfront Pool is the Coral Beach Bar. With its good selection of beers and high-end liquors, great service, relaxed atmosphere, and location right on the beach, this was our go-to spot for both before and after dinner drinks, and was probably our favorite bar on the entire Iberostar property. And our favorite restaurant on the entire property was without a doubt Salt and Soul. Open for dinner for Coral guests only, this beachfront restaurant had perhaps the best ambiance and food that we've experienced at any Punta Cana all-inclusive. While this tour of Iberostar Selection and Coral may be nearing its end, we've still got a couple more spots to show you, both of which can be found right outside Salt and Soul, starting with the Infinity Pool.
Now that we've shown you where to eat and drink right on the beach at Coral Bavaro, it's time to show you this beachfront infinity pool.
While each of the pools on this property had its own perks, this one easily had the best views. And while this pool definitely was the busier of the 2 coral level pools, we still found it to be really peaceful, at least most of the time. Whether it be to soak up some sunshine, sip on a coconut, or enjoy a sunset, this pool is the perfect spot to do each, and is definitely one of the main perks to booking in the coral level.
At this point, we have shown you almost everything on both of these resorts, but there is one more thing we still have to share, and that is this exclusive beach area.
As we show you a few shots of this gorgeous section of beach, we want to know your thoughts on this resort. Would you consider booking a vacation at Iberostar Selection or Iberostar Coral? If so, let us know which one and what you'd be most excited for in the comments.
This beach is really nice, but there are two things to know. First, at least during our stay, there was a drop-off in the sand to actually get into the water. Second, if you land right next to the water, you'll likely have a lot of vendors approaching you. Now, thankfully, they're not very pushy.
Now, the beach here at Coral Bavaro is pretty deep and the sand is quite soft. We love that there's so many loungers and huts, but they're still pretty spaced out from each other, and a lot of them are located right off of the water.
Now, one of the more amazing perks of booking at Iberostar Coral is that you never had to reserve a beachfront hut or palapa. And when we stayed here during low season, we could even find open ones right by the water during the middle of the day. Now, while this beach may be the perfect spot to end our tour of these two great Iberostar properties, our Iberostar experience is far from over, and you can continue on with us by clicking here right now. Thanks for watching!